Eala learning consistency while navigating criticisms. Being good in a sport is one thing, but being consistently excellent is another. Advertisement. For Eala, that is one aspect she continues to learn as her career progresses, as she tries to emulate the consistency displayed by some of her sport's greatest athletes. I think consistency is something difficult when you're on tour and you're facing so many of these players. I think you definitely have moments where you're playing better, Eala said on Wednesday after her win against Jimeno Sakatsum in the round of 16 of the Philippine Women's Open. I think that's what makes the greats great, is that you're able to show up time and time again. I'm learning how to do that. I'm doing my best to maneuver every situation, because every day you wake up and there's something different. Like I said, that's what makes the greats great. And I'm trying to figure out how to achieve that also, she added. Along with the challenge of maintaining consistency, Eala has also received criticisms as she continues to develop her game. For her part, Eala said she is trying to tune out the noise while being mindful of whose opinions she prioritizes. I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion, definitely. And being a public figure, my results are out there, my games are out there. It's inevitable that people will have comments, whether it's positive or negative, she said. My approach to it is that I have my team, and they will definitely tell me if there's criticism, or they will definitely provide me with constructive criticism. They work in my best interest. They also give me positive feedback. So that's of course, along with my own opinion and the opinion of my team, is what I prioritize, and they definitely give me two sides, and I know that they have my best interest at heart. Eala returns to action on Thursday, when she faces Camila Osorio in the quarterfinals of the Philippine Women's Open. Learning to stay, Eala, and the quiet discipline of consistency. Consistency is rarely glamorous. It does not trend. It does not announce itself with fireworks or viral clips. Consistency shows up early, stays late, and repeats the same small promises even when nobody is watching. For Eala, consistency was not something she discovered overnight. It was something she learned the hard way, through noise, expectations, and the sharp edges of public criticism. From the outside, Alex's story often looked like momentum. The prodigy. A pioneer. A flag bearer. Headlines liked to frame her as a symbol before she had fully grown into herself. Every win was celebrated as proof, every loss questioned as a warning. But inside the court, inside the quiet hours between matches and mornings before practice, Alex faced a different battle, learning how to stay steady when the world around her refused to be. Criticism arrived early. It came disguised as advice, as concern, as comparison. Too passive. Too aggressive. Not strong enough. Not fast enough. Too much pressure. Not enough results. For a young athlete, criticism can feel like weather, inescapable, unpredictable, sometimes violent. And unlike physical opponents, it doesn't stay on the other side of the net. It follows you into your thoughts. At first, Alex listened to everything. She tried to adjust constantly, bending her game to fit the loudest opinions. One tournament demanded patience, the next demanded power. One loss meant she needed to change her mentality, another meant she needed to change her body. The danger wasn't the criticism itself, it was the temptation to reinvent herself every time someone doubted her. That was when inconsistency crept in. Not just in results, but in identity. Consistency, Alex learned, was not about winning every match. It was about trusting a process even when the scoreboard disagreed. It meant understanding that growth is uneven, that progress often looks like stagnation before it looks like success. And most importantly, it meant choosing which voices mattered. There is a particular loneliness in elite sport. You are surrounded by people, yet fundamentally alone with your performance. When you lose, no one loses quite the same way you do. When you win, the applause fades faster than the memory of your mistakes. Alex had to learn how to anchor herself in something deeper than reaction. She started to measure her days differently. Not by headlines, but by habits. Not by praise, but by preparation. Not by one bad match, but by weeks of disciplined work. Consistency became quieter. It lived in repeated drills, in choosing rest over obsession, in showing up even when motivation dipped. It lived in accepting that some days would feel heavy, and playing anyway. It lived in understanding that criticism says more about expectations than about truth. There were still losses. There were still doubts. Consistency did not erase them, it gave them context. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" Alex learned to ask, "What can I learn and repeat?" That shift mattered. Because consistency is not stubbornness, it is informed patience. It is the willingness to refine without abandoning yourself. Criticism also changed shape over time. As Alex matured, she realized that not all criticism deserved equal weight. Some came from people invested in her growth. Others came from spectators invested in outcomes. Learning the difference was its own discipline. She did not need to silence the noise completely, she needed to lower its volume. In moments of pressure, Alex began returning to fundamentals. Rhythm. Things she could control. Consistency, after all, is rooted in control, not of results, but of response. You cannot control who doubts you, but you can control whether doubt becomes direction. What made Alex's journey compelling was not that she stopped struggling, it was that she stopped panicking about the struggle. She learned that consistency allows space for imperfection, that even champions wobble, that even progress pauses. And perhaps the hardest lesson, consistency means staying committed even when validation is delayed. There is bravery in that kind of patience. In a world that demands constant proof, Alex learned to invest in process without immediate applause. She learned that consistency is not a straight line but a long conversation with yourself, one where you choose belief over impulse, discipline over reaction. Today, when Alex steps onto the court, she carries more than technique and training. She carries the quiet confidence of someone who knows that criticism will come and go, but consistency stays. She no longer plays to answer every voice. She plays to honor the work she has done, the rhythm she has built, and the person she is becoming. And that, perhaps, is the truest win. Because learning consistency is not just about sport, it is about learning how to stand still within motion, how to grow without rushing, and how to trust yourself when the world insists on watching every step. If you want this more poetic, more motivational, or more analytical, I can reshape it to fit a school requirement, speech, or publication vibe.